Super Mario is a name that needs no introduction. For the past 40 years, Mario has defined what video games should be. A good old time. Where most companies fail to see this, Nintendo never lost their touch with Mario after all this time. So here's the thing. On this special day, I want to talk about my history with Mario and how he greatly defined my interests. I know I already did this a year ago, but first of all, it performed like shit. Second, I like to think my editing and writing got better over time. Anyway, without further ado, let's go! The Nintendo Wii. One of the most revolutionary video game consoles in the industry, and my first dip into gaming as a whole. Put a lot of time into Wii Sports with friendships and family, which I firmly believe was my first video game ever. Came in with a good console in that little cardboard box too. Man, does that feel like a luxury these days. But that is beside the point. Sure, I also had a PS2 and a DS that also gave me very fond memories, but the Wii, I say, is the very foundation of who I am. And there is no other game in particular that exemplifies this like... No other game has been able to surpass the greatness of this game for me, by the way. There have been close attempts, but Mario Galaxy makes me feel in a way that nothing else ever did. Call it nostalgia, bias, whatever. I don't care. It really defined what I want in a game. A good time. No dumbfounded boring gameplay that never changes. Just a solid idea that keeps evolving and surprising the player. Fortunately for me, Mario kept delivering on that front for the following years. Now, at this point, franchises like Sonic and Kirby got on my radar and became personal mainstays for me. But it was so Mario, my game library. What's really cool about him, as a whole, is the amount of variety, because you're bound to find something you like. Staying on the main line, I had a kick out of Galaxy 2. Of course, I think the first one is better, but you gotta appreciate the creativity at hand with some of these levels, which should always come first when making a game. And as much hate the new Super Mario Bros. Games get for being more of the same as the series went on, especially when two of them released in the same year, that doesn't really change the fact that they're still fun. Shoutouts to the DS one for having the Mario vs Luigi mode though, that is still so much fun to boot up with a friend. Also, quick little tangent, because otherwise I don't know when I will be able to talk about this, but non-Mario platformers like Super Princess Peach and especially Donkey Kong Country Returns were also very solid additions. Moving on to proper spin-off territory, Mario Kart is always a guarantee to be in a household. Check it out, it could be anywhere where you least expect it. Anyway, Mario Kart Wii and DS were playgrounds. Time hasn't really been the kindest to them in certain aspects, but you know, nostalgia can make me fully hate them. We did get some incredible tracks like Maple Treeway, Airship Fortress, Tiki Summit, Waluigi Pinball, despite what the people have to say about it these days. And a bunch more where it came from, but most importantly, we got to the view of both the Bee Dasher and the Wild Wing. Trials in a tank, Funky on the Flame Runner, screw the meta combos, these were my rides! I just think they look cool as hell. Mario Party was neat. I remember 8 and DS entertaining me a lot. Not really a party game that gave me fond memories, that's what Wii Party is for. Mario Sports though? Woo! The entire intro for Striker's Charge should speak for itself. That game is just pure fun all the way through! And there was also Super Paper Mario. Despite that one being the first one to be different from the RPGs, again, I still can't hate it. As a child that had access to the internet, I watch a lot of fan-related Mario content on YouTube. By the time this video uploads, most of these will have become 10 years old, which is honestly very kind of depressing to hear, but that's just how time works. Looking back at some of these, they did not help get rid of that Mario's actually an insane person and only serves the worst mentality. Though saying out loud that you like a game where a guy steps on turtles could set someone in jail, but I don't know, that's just me. In the end, regardless of what I just said, these fan works are iconic for a reason. I remember having a laugh with these bangers, which unintentionally helped out in the long run considering the behemoth of a game that was coming up. Would you believe it if I said that I thought the announcement trailer for Odyssey was fake at first? It looked really good, don't get me wrong, but my 9-year-old brain didn't fully process that it was official. Fast forward a couple of months, my dad randomly mentions the Switch when we are walking to mass. It was a whole presentation that night, and I already know what I want for my communion. And that, viewers, is how video game news normally came to me during the early Switch era. I could be watching YouTube like a normal day, then bam, new Smash game, bam, Mario and Rabbids in the same game, bam, slopes. I'm probably not the only one that went through that, but I gotta say, starting to get into the hype cycle was really cool. While having a new game out of the wazoo as a kid felt magical, getting excited for the games that I've stated before, and even more that I haven't mentioned, to come out was incredible. I put so many hours into those games, there was no better time to be a Nintendo fan than back then. And honestly, that has pretty much remained ever since. Yeah, by this point, Sonic started to become my favorite franchise of all time, but Mario always stayed on top. Though 3D All-Stars and Strikers Battle League were absolute disappointments, in my opinion, 3D World Bowser's Fury was straight up peak, kind of started a mini trend among the big three of platformers, and may have also laid a foundation for the next Mario game. The Booster Course Palace DLC, while definitely lacking in visuals compared to original 48 tracks, was still a fun expansion to go back to for every wave release, because it's still Mario Kart Deluxe, one of the best properties ever made. The Mario movie is not my favorite video game adaptation of all time, but it's so faithful to original material in so many aspects, it kind of makes me wish they did this more for other video game adaptations. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door remake really lived up to my expectations, and is probably a good sign of things to come for Paper Mario, as well as Brothership, which was a great revival for Mario and Luigi. And finally, the amount of creativity and charm Wonder just exudes from all it has to offer is plain old fun. I know I've said that a lot, but still it applies. Along with that change of art style that presented a new era that we have only gotten a little glimpse of. Which leads us to now. The Switch 2 may have had a wacky release with all the controversy it was being surrounded by, but it never stopped my excitement for what is basically my favorite video game console of all time. I've been eating up a lot of Mario Kart World, will eat DK Bonanza in some future, and I'll be waiting in anticipation for what the 40th anniversary has to offer, which I hope is a brand new 3D Mario game. Please Nintendo, I'm begging. You know, to this day, I still have people that will walk out to me and complain that I like Mario because it's clearly only for kids. But I'm way past above anyone who says that to me anymore. People can like whatever they want, and if you find issues with someone liking games better suited for younger audiences than them, then that's honestly your problem to handle, not them. Mario teach me so many lessons throughout the years that it made me what I am now, and I couldn't be more grateful than right now, because that is how I got to know Super Mario, and I do not regret it in the slightest. How about you? How did you get to know Mario?